Okay, so part 3 in this series, looking at the heart and the throat chakra, some practical tips to open up these two areas, to recognize when they are negatively affecting each other and then to break that open. Okay, so let's start with the heart. The first thing to be clear about is that we often develop habits about taking things personally, like we talk about taking them to heart, literally, or making things not personal when they're actually supposed to be personal, okay? So, the first thing to get clear about is, in terms of using or experiencing, like hearing from others, the word yes or the word no, okay? That no often is collapsed as meaning no to me. In other words, I'm making a request of somebody, they can say no to the request. That doesn't mean they're saying no to me. They're not rejecting me, they're not severing their relationship with me. They're just saying no to what I'm asking them. And they may only be saying no to my invitation right now. So in this area, sometimes we will make no mean never, and it doesn't always mean that. So you want to really start to get clear about when people say yes or say no. So on the other side, for example, so if someone says yes to something today, that doesn't mean that they're going to say yes to it tomorrow or the next day. So there's a bringing a consciousness to what we would like to be the truth about acceptance and what we would fear would be the truth about rejection, and actually clarifying it with people. Like, do you mean no right now? Do you mean no for the foreseeable future? Can I ask you again if the circumstances change? Really starts to bring some clarity into this area, and that allows the throat to communicate more effectively. Okay? Equally, there is being mindful of where your own internal conversation has started to bias what you're going to say to somebody else. Okay? So, if you can't separate what you've said internally in your head from what you're going to say to somebody else, actually sometimes it really works to say both out loud. So you literally say to somebody, look, I have made up a story in my head that you are definitely going to say no to what I'm asking, okay? But I realize that you might not, so I'd love to still have that conversation with you. It's not trying to manipulate the person, it's literally letting them know that you're having some difficulty in allowing for the possibility that they might agree with you. Often people will really surprise you if you can be honest like that, because otherwise they're picking up with their heart an energy that they don't have permission to say what they really want to say. And that sometimes, when people feel manipulated or like hard sold to, they often will just react with a blanket, no, I'm not interested, okay? So being authentic, like, you know, sometimes putting your thoughts on loudspeaker, recognizing that a no is not always personal, and also a yes is not always forever, so you're not surprised in the future. All of those things can be really useful in them being able to open up honest dialogue and being able to accept what it is that someone then says or how they respond to when you ask them. Feel free to ask me more questions about this because it's quite a complex subject, and also let me know if you get results where you can go beyond the barriers that would normally hold you back from asking for things and you start to get the things that you want. As an example, one of my clients just very recently got a pay rise without having to negotiate it, simply by asking for a conversation to look at her pay.